Las Vegas has changed.
In today's video, we are going to talk about all the things that are changing in Las Vegas, but also what is on the horizon in the future for Las Vegas. I'm Vicki.
And I'm Kyle.
And we've helped hundreds of people buy, sell, and invest here in Las Vegas.
Reach out to us at the information below if you need help with buying or selling your next property here in Las Vegas.
Let's get into the video. The first biggest change in Las Vegas, in no particular order, is the population.
Definitely, it's something that everyone has been talking about, and if you've seen anything on the news, we've grown to nearly 3 million people here, and that's over 600,000 people in the last 5 years alone. And so we've always been a hot spot for relocation, and I think we're going to continue to be a hot spot moving forward. So the first biggest change is the population. So there's more people, there's more crowded, there's a little bit more traffic.
The first thing on our list that has changed the most here in Las Vegas is population.
It's undoubted that you've probably heard some of the headlines that we've been experiencing massive growth, and even before the Great Recession in 1995 all the way to 2004, we were also experiencing unprecedented growth. Let's keep that, that's funny. Unprecedented growth. But anyways, unprecedented growth. And with the unprecedented growth, we've always been a strong move-in market here in Las Vegas. As far as like time has gone back, there's always been an influx of people coming and building this city. And so it's important to know, though, in the last 5 years, though, since COVID, we've seen over 500, close to 600,000 new residents come to town. And it's been a massive change. That means that your drive time is a little bit slower, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. And that means there's a little bit more traffic, and the city has expanded outward, meaning that you are going to cross a little bit more distance to get to all the corners of the town.
That's right. When we first moved to Las Vegas about 20 years ago, a lot of people who were moving here actually were moving here seasonally, or just working the summer or a semester,
transient
really,
work,
because
vacation
you can make
homes.
such good money here in Las Vegas in a short period of time, working at the casinos, and getting a bartending job, valet job, things of that nature. So the relocation is definitely something that's
changed the most.
Has changed a lot here in Las Vegas, because before it was, we're just such a transient city, but now people are definitely moving here and staying for quite some time.
Definitely. And I think to help people understand where we're at now is we are close to 3 million people in the greater Las Vegas area, or the MSA, which stands for Metropolitan Service Area. That means Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City, the Pahrump, and pretty much, I don't want to say all of Southern Nevada, but most of our valley here is now close to 3 million people. So that's a lot from what it used to be even just 5 years ago at 2.5 million people.
That's right. And it's not just a focus on the Strip. People are definitely putting roots down here in Las Vegas, all over the valley. The second biggest thing that has changed here in Las Vegas are our sports teams. Just 6 years ago, we didn't have any professional sports teams at all.
Now we have the Vegas Golden Knights. Mm-hmm. We also have, of course, the Raiders that relocated here, which they have their own Allegiant Stadium. It's a massive state-of-the-art stadium. And then, of course, if you haven't seen the headlines, we have the Oakland A's that are supposed to be relocating here at the former location of where the Tropicana hotel was. They've already demolished that to make way for a new ball field basically on the Strip. So that'll be really exciting. None of the current stadiums are really like on the Strip other than T-Mobile, but still it's kind of tucked away from the Strip. But beyond that, there's also talks, LeBron James has been speaking about the potential of helping to relocate or start a new basketball team here in town. And in the minor league teams, we have the Aviators that play out of Summerlin's baseball stadium, and we have the world famous women's basketball team, the Las Vegas Aces, that have been making huge headlines across America. So literally like 6 years ago, we didn't even have any sports teams, and now we've become a bustling city with more and more sports teams. And of course, that's more sports betting. So it's definitely been very beneficial to our economy to help bring all these teams into town.
Shout out to my friend Josh who runs Vegas Raiders Dad. Definitely check it out. He does so much for our community, so I'm really thankful for him and just want to give him a shout out.
And where can we find him?
Find him online. He runs an amazing local Facebook page. The third biggest change in Las Vegas is gambling profits. So gambling profits have actually been down for the past 10 years.
That's right. In fact, last year in 2024, the Strip had reported a 40% decline in gambling profits earned. So that was one of their record-setting lower years other than COVID, when the Strip was completely shut down and you could ride your bike down the Strip like it was like a ghost town. But it's been no secret that the gambling has sort of really changed. And if you're not familiar with the casino culture, which most people who live here aren't, we've found that the casinos are putting more and more bars, interactive spaces, more concert venues, more live music, because they've found that the younger crowd isn't gambling, especially on slot machines, as much as the older crowd. Usually when you think of a typical slot machine player, you think of a blue hair or someone that's a little bit older. That's not currently what's happening, because those people aren't living as long as they used to, or they're not making it as frequent at the casino as they used to. We found that the entertainment space has dramatically been shifting over the last 5 years here in Las Vegas to accommodate more clubbing, more dancing, more outdoor activities, more concerts.
That's a great example of that would be Area 15. If you go visit Area 15, you'll find so much fun interactive things to do. You can golf there.
Yes.
They have wonderful
simulator golf.
Simulators. They have a really interactive
Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf. How would you
know.
describe it?
I don't know how to describe it.
You just have to go.
You have to go.
It's
like
an experience.
Hidden tunnels, experience rooms, light shows. It's crazy. You gotta go do it.
It's definitely a fun experience.
There's also like a automated zip line around the top of it, and there's
like
bars,
he doesn't know,
arcades.
But he did the automatic zip line.
Okay, I did do it. It was cool.
And there's definitely great bars there, of course. So you can get really
I've seen a
amazing
concert there
specialty
too.
drinks. Oh, very cool. What concert?
Unwritten Law, for those who like alternative rock from the early 2000s and late 90s.
Yes.
Showing our age. Anyways, so yeah, that's definitely been a big change. Gambling profits and the landscape of the Las Vegas Strip and the
and what you can do as far as entertainment.
The attractions outside of the Strip too.
Next on our list of things that have changed here in Las Vegas is actually your commute to work. So about 8 years ago, you would see that your average commute to work would be roughly 15 minutes. Now that has increased to 26 minutes. If you're coming from California, I'm sure 26 minutes still feels like an absolute dream. But it has increased here in Las Vegas. And then, of course, we do have a lot of locals who work from home, since the landscape of work has absolutely changed since 2020.
Yeah, since COVID. Definitely. So if you have seen, since 2017, the commute time has jumped up 10 minutes, which sounds very modest, only 10 more minutes to get to work on average for the average citizen. But of course, 26 minutes is pretty long for some people if you're coming from other areas. But the way we see it, like Vic said, if you came from California, it's probably shorter of a commute than you had before. And if you lived in a more rural town, you're driving much further through the countryside to get to any doctor's appointment. So realistically, a 25-minute commute work time is actually really good when it's judged against all the other metropolitan service areas in America. It's about average or less than average.
And one positive is that we are constantly working on creating amazing roads here in Las Vegas, just as far as new ramps and, they were working on the Spaghetti Bowl, which is a spot located here in Las Vegas for quite some time. Thankfully, that has been completed.
That's a great question. The Spaghetti Bowl is such a unique phrase. If you don't know what that is, it should be a test question to, like, if you're coming in from customs or something to Las Vegas.
How well do you know Las Vegas?
Oh, you say you live in Las Vegas? What is the Spaghetti Bowl? You know what I mean? Just to test your
knowledge.
Your Las Vegas authenticism. If you don't know, the Spaghetti Bowl is a part of downtown where all the freeways intersect. And if you look at it overhead, all the freeways just look like a bowl of spaghetti. It's just all crisscross and crazy.
Yeah. But I will say, as realtors, we are constantly driving all across town. We will be in Henderson one minute and Centennial the next in the very same day, just because we're constantly traveling for work. But yeah, I don't think it's gotten too bad.
It's super tolerable. Everyone
Yeah.
here's the magic secret. If you just stay away from the Strip and the 15 coming in from California, which is the southern part of town moving its way towards downtown, you're going to avoid most of that traffic because the rush hour traffic that you might get in any other town is not that bad the further out you get away from the 15 and the Strip. So there really isn't that much traffic, in my opinion, unless you're near the Strip or the central 15. So that's the magic right there.
And if you know Las Vegas really well, you can still use GPS because it helps with letting you know, informing you where the traffic spots are.
Exactly.
So that could hold you up a little bit if you are, driving during rush hour. But if you just throw on your GPS, it'll give you an alternative route, and that'll save you a couple minutes.
Yeah, call us your realtors. We'll save you a couple minutes. We know the back roads better than taxi drivers. Definitely, it has been big business here in Las Vegas. The Strip really runs the whole town. We don't even have state income tax because of the casinos and resorts paying that for the citizens. Basically, that's the deal to have the gambling here. So we've got the newly created Fontainebleau, and then in 2021 we had Resorts World, which is like a $4 billion mega resort. It's one of the largest, craziest resorts on the Strip. And then also our newest off-strip casino, the Durango Hotel, which is a Stations casino. That's in the corner of town near IKEA, if you happen to know where that is. Every local knows where that is in town. It's kind of like, before IKEA was there, they'd be like, what part of town? Is it near the Bend or like Southwest? Now they just go, near IKEA, and then everyone knows exactly where that is. That's another,
It's like our monument.
it's another, are you a Las Vegas local? What part of town is the Southwest? IKEA is the answer, correct answer. But anyways, so, and then they've demolished the Tropicana.
That's right.
To put a
Don't quiz me.
baseball park. So they're putting a baseball park there. And then of course we have a new project coming out soon in the Inspirada location where Station Casinos will be building another casino resort.
Now, we all are well aware that housing prices have increased nationwide, not just here in Las Vegas, but just to talk about our microeconomic climate, our biggest housing increase was in the year of 2021.
Yes, 2021 we saw an over 20% appreciation year over year average, which is absolutely bonkers. That means if you bought a $500,000 house, it was now worth $600,000 just a year and a half later. So that's great return on your money, and all of that was spurred after the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021. The Strip shut down, so we felt it differently here, but outside of the state, everyone was like, I want to get out of a metro area, I want a little bit more space, I want a little bit more money, I want to change my cost of living because it might be more expensive elsewhere on the East Coast or in California. So that caused a surge of housing because interest rates were still in the low threes, for some people in the twos even, and coupled with low interest rates and this newfound desire for people to want to change their lives and move out of a dense metro area to a little bit more spread out metro area like Vegas. We're very much a driving town. Not many people take the buses to get anywhere because it's mostly a car town. And so that caused a massive increase. But even since 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024, despite interest rates being in the 6s and 7s, we've still seen the home values go up anywhere between 4 and 6% over the last 3 years. So even after that massive push, we're still seeing prices going up, and prices are still going up today, now in 2025.
That's right. The next on our list is the arts and culture here in Las Vegas. And we have the Arts District along with First Friday, which is so amazing for local artists. I think just as far as showcasing their artwork, but also because so many locals like to attend this event. And that's the first Friday of every month.
Yeah, it's definitely a good quiz question for a Las Vegas. Are you a local in Las Vegas? What is First Friday? And Vic made a great explanation of it. What I love about First Friday is it's very much for us, the locals. It's not something that's advertised on the Strip. It's not something that tourists really know about. And so it's definitely a great place to meet your local scene. And there's tons of art galleries, lots of like little boutique restaurants and cafes like Makers and Finders and Public Us and things like that. So the Arts District, if you don't know where that is in between downtown and the Strip. It's kind of that little pocket near Charleston Road or Boulevard, and there's a lot of just great sort of community there.
Totally, and
experience.
it's an absolute great place to support your local community and support your local artists.
Additionally, in terms of arts and culture, is in the past, and now we're not going 5 years back. Most of this video we've been talking about last 5 to 6 years back, but I want to take you back 10 years ago and before that, so even up to 30, 40, 50 years ago. Downtown Las Vegas, which is at the end of the Strip, and it's where all the freeways converge, was really kind of a more seedy area, and it really wasn't as big of a tourist attraction. But many years ago, before 2012 I think it was, and you guys can correct me with the dates or look it up yourself, they put the Fremont Street Experience, which was the giant television set with however millions of light bulbs that give you that cool experience. But after that, what you may not have heard of is Tony Hsieh, the owner of Zappos. He actually passed away a couple years ago. He was a massive public figure here in town, and what he did was a downtown revitalization project where he would give out loans basically to local business owners who wanted to help bring business to downtown. And that initiative brought almost 100 new businesses to downtown and literally changed the entire landscape of downtown Las Vegas from a grungy sort of not tourist destination to a place where tourists enjoy coming, but more importantly, a haven for a lot of locals to come and enjoy. So most people, if they're gonna come and go out for a night on a town, a lot of them will choose to go to Fremont and go to downtown and go to the local bars there because it's a lot easier and more enjoyable, and the crowd is completely different than what you would find on the Strip with someone who's not tourists that are drunk and screaming. You get a completely different vibe of a lot more locals and people. So if you want to find your club or your tribe, I would try downtown. It's definitely a great spot now since it's been completely revamped over the last 12 years.
And actually, there's a lot of young professionals who live close to the downtown area.
Yes, downtown is still being rebuilt, and it had the addition of the Circa Hotel, which is the newest hotel that was built in downtown and for many years. And what I like about the charm of downtown is that they still kept all those old casinos like the Four Queens and everything. So it still has its original charm, but it's just got a lot more appeal now to a wider variety of everybody, and it's a lot more safe than it used to be too.
Now that we've talked a lot about all the things that have changed here in Las Vegas, the landscape over the past couple years has definitely changed. Now we're going to talk about what we're seeing on the horizon here in Las Vegas.
So as we mentioned earlier, in the sporting section, we are getting a new Major League Baseball team, the Oakland Eggs. The Oakland A's are planning on making their way to Las Vegas to relocate, and they're going to have a new ballpark built on the Strip. So that's very exciting for us. And as we mentioned, we may be getting an NBA team here, which would be even more exciting. But also, let's talk about some other changes coming up soon.
The biggest change is Hollywood 2.0.
That's right. It's been the biggest topic of everyone's conversation is, are they bringing film studios here? Where are they going to be? What is all this about? And we actually posted it in a local Facebook group with 160,000 members and asked them, Hollywood 2.0 is coming. Are you for it or against it? And it was actually mixed reviews. Half of the people in the post said that they were not for it. They didn't want the increased traffic. Some of them said they didn't want more people trying to come to the town to pursue a career in the studio business, while as the other people had something different to say.
Yeah, they were really excited. They felt that that would help boost our economy, help create more jobs, and just be an overall positive for Las Vegas.
And hopefully boost some of those property values too. New Studios is basically, if you haven't heard the story, we're going to give you the inside scoop right here. Mark Wahlberg has been notoriously vocal about wanting to put a studio here in town, and so when he had mentioned that in a article or a press release or whatever it was, like a little snippet when he was talking to one of the Associated Press, Howard Hughes Corp. If you don't know who Howard Hughes Corp is, that's actually Howard Hughes, the aviator. He owned a bunch of land here, which is now called Summerlin. So even though he's not around, his company is still in existence, managing downtown Summerlin and a bunch of those assets. But once Howard Hughes Corp had heard that Wahlberg was interested in bringing a studio, they actually had his people call his people. And his people got in touch with Howard Hughes Corp and spoke to Wahlberg directly and said, hey, we have some potential land we might be able to work with you on, and we are interested in bringing a Hollywood studio here. We think it would be great for Summerlin's name. So they kind of caught wind of that idea and took it to themselves. That way they could be more in control of it for their part of town rather than it going somewhere near the Strip or Northtown or anywhere else. And so when that had happened, they weren't necessarily sure which studios would be on board, but a press release was released about a week ago stating that Sony and Universal are now going to be cooperating together, which is very unique precedent to have two separate studios working together to bring a joint ventured lot. So now Sony and Universal are looking to actually put in the cash behind it to go forward with building this studio.
So we have Stacy here, one of our favorites here at Ticor Title, at our title office. And I'm just going to ask her a quick question, and that is, what is something that has changed within the past couple years here in Las Vegas that you've noticed?
I think we have a lot of growth. I think that we see changes in AI technology. We have a lot of new businesses moving to Las Vegas. So overall, it's just a growth pattern across the board as far as market, the town. We have a lot of projects going on downtown and growth.
Awesome. And then my second question is, what is something that is coming to Las Vegas that you're excited about?
I'm excited about a lot of the changes downtown. I think the Arts District, we have really cool projects down there like Symphony Park and just overall growth and changing that community.
Awesome.
Downtown by Symphony Park, they're slated to have like a huge facility go on down there, but I'd have to go look up like the actual information on it. But there's so many, there's an art museum, like a high-end art museum that signed on. There's all these different little things happening down there that I don't think we know about. I don't know enough about the baseball team and stadium if that's really going on.
Covered that, so you're good on that.
Now, what's one thing that has changed here in Las Vegas that you actually don't like?
I'd say with the growth of our city comes more traffic, which is difficult for everybody, and we have to get accustomed to it. You used to be able to say you can get anywhere in 15 minutes in Vegas, and that's changed quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for
Of
sharing.
course, yeah.
I hope that was really informative for you guys. If you guys know of any other projects that are coming up that you guys are excited for, definitely leave a comment below. We'd love to hear them. And if there's something that we missed, we'll definitely chat about it in an upcoming video for you guys.
Yes, if there's other videos that you want us to go a little bit deeper on and bring to your attention, just let us know, like Vic said, in the comments. And I guess we'll see you in the next video.